takes. So I normally play queen a4, bishop up, taking is standard. Now I've got knight up if I want it, maybe queen down, trade. I think I'll just play this knight up. Right, now I'll bring this one over. Okay. I think this is playable here. So we're threatening to take the knight. So he comes up so he can double his pawns up, go for an endgame. I think that makes sense. Oh, I've dropped it. Oh, disgusting. Oh, it goes that way, okay. It goes over, so I'll drop the knight back. We have two escape squares, we have an advanced square. Okay. I'm going to drop the bishop back here, go on the diagonal. He comes forward, I'll grab the pawn. It's forward again. Okay, I think I better take there. Right, knight back. So let's just see how he wants to blast through. If pawn down, maybe I can get away with going back. I doubt it, but maybe. Maybe trade first and then go back. Or maybe trade first, go forward. So really I've got to push there and just hope I'm not blundering a tactic here with the rook, which I think I am. Queen down hits both ways, so that's a mistake, but okay, I can trade first. If rook takes, I get the knight back, so I get a tempo. So I'm hitting the rook. He's still got the queen down, so I need the bishop back here. Or I need to move the rook. Obviously I'm pressuring this pawn as well. It's whether I dare take a risk and hope he just keeps missing it. But obviously that's a bit silly, I think. So he drops back. So I've got rook takes there, haven't I? Not knight. Why can't I take the rook? Then I cover this. Now I can try and get the bishop back and just permanently cover that threat. It's still risky, of course. This pawn is weak. I've got to play a bishop up there. So now I'm covering this square. Knight in. I think I can take and take. But if his knight moves now, I'm still covering the square. Comes over, so I've got knight over here. Knight check, of course, he can grab the bishop. Knight check is a threat, but knight takes, knight check, knight takes. I think rook across. Knight check, I take. Knight check, I can take. Knight back somewhere, I think I can take the bishop. Rook across is a big threat as well, hitting the pawn. Wow, can he play this? Pawn's covered, pawn up. I'm rook across or I'm looking at knight up. I need the knight to really cover this, don't I? I'm going to bring the queen up and try and give him something to think about. I'm actually threatening to take the knight here, potentially two ways. So take. I think I'm safe to take here. If he takes the queen, I take his queen. If he takes the bishop, I take. If he takes the queen, I take back. I think I'm winning. I might be wrong, but I think I am. Though this is obviously the big threat. f6 looks strong here to close the f-file risk, or the diagonal would be open potentially. Get the light squared bishop off, of course. So if I come down, he's got a knight check which is still covered. It's got to be right to go back here. Knight supports rook, he goes back. So get rid. So now I could even double up there potentially, but let's just calmly go after this pawn, that's the danger. Now double up, pressure on the back rank. If the knight moves I can get rid of the rook. Right, stop the knight coming this side. King's got a square now. He's down to 15 seconds, so it's looking good on the clock. Again, just calmly push the pawns when the time's right. Ooh, there's got to be a way to fork there. How do I do that? Let's bring knight across. If rook over, I can just check. Okay, got to take with a rook, leave the knight there. So let's check. Again, he's so short of time, I don't need to do anything silly here. Just calmly bring the king up, cover. We're going to just get rid of that. Oh, I've blundered again, I don't believe it. Wow, he was out of time. I did that in the last game as well. He wants a rematch. I dropped my queen in the game before. Just put it on a square shorter than I intended. Okay, let's go forward. Obviously you might grab the knight, so you shouldn't pre-move something like that, just in case. So take. Comes forward. So we go up, take. Let's throw a check in. If he blocks with a knight, I can grab this knight, so he can't do that. So I can take, I can push. If I push, knight takes, bishop takes. Well, let's take them. Right, so knight forward, hit the bishop, so we get a tempo going forward. Bishop supports the knight. This knight is still pinned. And we've got queen this way or queen this way. Bishop goes that way. So I've got bishop in or queen up, I think. Yeah, queen up. If pawn up, I just put the bishop in. Otherwise, we're going to look at knight round and maybe throwing in a check. Wow, he just grabs. Okay. Bishop in, he's got rook across. So I think rook over, look to take back. So I'm threatening to take, queen takes, rook takes pawn. Take, then rook takes maybe. I'd rather take the rook first. He does come forward, so I thought I could go forward and hit the rook there. If rook across, then I've got rook takes. He comes up. Okay. So grab the pawn. I'm still pinning the knight. If the rook moves now that way, I'm just going to take, so he can't go there. So that's just a free rook. That's another excellent win. Wants another rematch? Okay, final one. Okay, let's take. Not too concerned about trying to keep that pawn, just let him take that back. Just keep it nice and calm, just develop. So knight up. Knight comes forward. I think I'll go this way. If he takes, I'll go with a pawn to open the file up. Oh, he does, okay. So we want to put the bishop somewhere like this. Or maybe just immediately target that pawn. You know what, let's bring the rook up, because the bishop can't immediately hit. He might go here. He goes the other way, so rook across is tempting. See, knight's not a threat. Get the rook off that diagonal. If he comes down, I can just drop the rook back. He does. Alright, let's stay away from the corner because of this diag. Now I've got knight across, going to hit the bishop. And that frees up the bishop to hit his knight here. So he pushes the pawn. So bishop up is not a move. I'm going to play pawn up to try and give me an outpost here. Okay, plays up. So let's go forward with a knight and challenge this knight in the middle. Right, so now queen. If I go up, I connect the rooks, but then the bishop's harder to retreat. If I go here, pushes, take, 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 across, that doesn't look right. So I'm going to drop right back here. So pawn up. So I think e6, put pressure here. This is obviously an immediate thought now. Is there any way to get here? Okay, let's just disturb this defensive structure he's got. So again, tempting to push again and then drop back. This time I'll drop back and hit the bishop. Wow, he blows it wide open. Okay. This is going to get interesting. So dare I take? Do I push? Take, take. I'm going to risk pushing there. Try and drop the bishop back to challenge this. Not sure I actually need to. Actually, I'm going to push again and try and just open this king right up. I don't see any real way to break through just yet, but just feels right. So let's push there and really try and open it up. Right, so queen up. I'm going to look at pawn up. Okay. The bishop check is not a move. The drop back. I want to look at pawn up and get him bishop on the diagonal. I might have overextended myself here, of course. This might simply be unplayable. Ooh. Grab the pawn. If bishop moves, I'll trade rooks. Maybe I won't. That's just a crazy blunder. So gain a rook. Yeah, I've got to go for this. He's done very well there. Well done. That was me with a silly blunder, of course. Right, so now we're in the realms of needing a miracle. Ooh, do I go for it? Let's put the rook on the open file just in case. Now I can't afford to trade there. If he takes, I go across. If he advances, I take. He's bound to have a way to get a check in and just win the game. He's bound to, but... Okay, well now I've got a check. Yeah, there's a threat here. So bishop might as well go back up. Rook covers, bishop covers, bishop covers. He's got bishop down, I suppose, but... Okay. throwing a check. No, there's no way to salvage this, is there? Nothing I can do there. Just give him that one. Well done. Let's just take D6 and E5, I think, here. Can still maybe play that. I think I will still play that. Might be really bad, but I'm playing it. He's got a bishop check. I can block with a bishop or the knight, maybe. Really don't want to trade queens. Actually, check block is not good. Now let's just castle. Be sensible and castle. So queen up to pressure the pawn. Maybe knight up was better, but trying to guard against this. Knight comes forward. Okay, so take. If queen down, I've got to push, of course, to stop the mate. I don't see any other way. So I think this is forced, but the knight covers this pawn. I'm threatening to take the knight, that is a threat. Threatening to take the bishop, which I'd like to do, even though it will undouble his pawns. This is a nuisance move, of course. In fact, bishop up here is a potential threat as well, but the queen has got an escape square. So he just drops the knight back. So bishop up is still a threat. Actually, is it a big threat? Then take the knight. He's really got to take with a pawn. Oh no, he just plays queen takes knight. Of course he does. My gut feeling is to take the bishop. So now develop the knight. Idea to hit the queen. This is very dangerous file, of course, very dangerous. So hit that queen. And try and get the bishop active and get rid of this knight if we can. Now maybe that's not a good move right now. Let's play pawn up to stop the bishop coming here. Whoa, he goes for it. Wow. Does this work? I think. Knight down. Just trying to cover this square. I've got a queen check and I can maybe come over depending on what he does. Right, so I've got check, queen across, or I can just go straight across. Or I can develop the bishop maybe. Actually, bishop here looks okay. The rooks are connected, so the pawn can take if the knight comes in. Knight in, I think I can take here. And then I want queen up to try and get the queen off the board now that he's sacked a piece. Well, let's just see what he does and then worry about trying to work out a move. I won't try and calculate anything until then. He's moved the rook up, so queen up, queen gets pinned. If I move across, check, I take, everything looks still covered. So he's going to have to try and go this way, but my bishop covers that square. If he goes here, I think I've just got rook across, because obviously there's a mate threat here, if the rook's there. So he doubles the rooks up, so now I'm going to play queen over. So queen over, takes. If I get rid of the queen, I think I'm doing pretty well, as long as I'm not missing a tactic like, oops. No, a knight check, can I take? Yeah, the knight supports the rook. So it is playable. So I think I'm doing well here now. He's gone for the check, but I thought I could just take, because the knight supports the rook. so I'm safe to take back, and he realises, so that's a good win. He wants a rematch, okay. I think I can play a3 here. You just bishop up. This will probably be my final game in this little mini session. So castle, so tempted to take. I think I'll just develop the bishop. I'm getting to a point where I'm tempted to take now though. And what about a gamble there? Let's do that, get rid of the knight. I quite like playing with knights instead of bishops. I'm one of the odd players who likes that. Vishianand likes that, of course, though he's rather a stronger player than I am, of course. Right, so he advances in the centre, so I'm going to take this way first. The objective now is to try and castle. Now, is there any tactics? Takes. No, there can't be. So just take with the knight, and try and get the bishop up. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything silly, just get developed so I can castle. He comes up, so pawn up. He's got knight takes. I think queen up is playable here. He's obviously got bishop down, though I am threatening a check this side. So I'll just castle. What? So he's played bishop up. So I can check. Actually, let's go for it. I'm going to castle and give him a chance to trap the bishop. Try and go for 3 pawns for the piece. Might not work, of course, I haven't calculated it, but it's interesting. So now if I play a pawn up, he just takes. Bishop back, gain a knight, lose a queen, gain a bishop. Now that just loses, so where do I put the bishop? I'm going to put the bishop there and try and run the queen this way. So takes, and queen across. So now there's a threat of check across, and mate, so there is a threat there. Potentially. Queen covers, I missed that. So he's seen that. So do I sack this pawn? Okay, let's just play a holding move while I try and work out what to do. Maybe queen here, put pressure on these 2 pawns, I missed that. So I'm just going to take there and bring the queen across. So I'm hitting this pawn, but I'm hitting this pawn as well. I'd rather have this one, I'd rather have the f pawn to open the king up, of course. But he's got 2 connected outside pawns, so very dangerous. So let's just see what he does. He brings the king up, so I've really got to take this one. So now he hits the knight. So knight in. If he takes, I take. If he takes, I take. He takes. That doesn't work. So knight down, hits the queen. Defense could be overloaded. I'm going to go here. Otherwise I can see the defence getting overloaded here. So I want the bishop back in the middle of the board, again to pressure the pawn. Pawn will probably come forward. And then we worry about what to do. So bishop back first, he'll probably come forward. Oh, he goes this way, so I'll take the pawn. So I can grab bishop, lose a knight. Is there a mate threat? Is there a mate threat? Actually, bishop down is a simple mate threat, isn't it? Mate in one. So he's got to deal with that. So he goes back. Now I can come down, defend the knight, defend the bishop. Knight across maybe next move, but then there's no attacking move for it. But he's getting short of time now. Yeah, it looks safe, the knight here, protects the king. Then it kind of looks boxed in. So I want... Actually, yeah, how do I get back out of this? Oh, I've got rook across, I think. He might have to take here, 2 pieces for the queen, he's out of time. Excellent, that's a very good win. Excellent. Right, this is my first game of Blitz today. Well, let's go g6. Just keep it nice and simple. Okay, goes fianchetto. I think I'll do the same thing. Comes forward, so I can't play the knight up. If his knight moves, I think I can take the knight because I hit the queen. That's what he's looking at, whether he could move somewhere else, so I can trade everything off. I think I'll go that way. So I think e5 makes sense. c6 can cover this side, but e5 and I'm hitting the knight here. He goes back, so we can take. Let's just develop. If he takes, I'll take. Okay, so there's a potential to push there. I think I'll go this way. Pushes up, so we have the option to trade. We can trade, bring the knight up. Now let's go this way. Hit the queen, hit the pawn. There is a potential for the knight to come in here once my knight moves, so that could be a bit annoying. But it doesn't hit the rook, it's only the queen. So it goes back. So again, I can take and I'm hitting the knight as well. Is there any other tricks? I don't see them. So he does indeed come forward, so I think queen over or up. I think up feels right. Because we're still hitting the knight, threatening to take with a check. So he comes forward. So that knight is pinned now. Oh, if I can deflect that pawn, there's a nice check there. I don't see how I actually do it. So let's just calmly bring the rook up and try and move the other rook across. In fact, the pawn's hanging there, I just missed that. So if I take the pawn, can I come back or does he trap it? But I can take this knight and then here, I think. So if he goes over, I think I can just take here. And then drop the knight back and win another pawn. If he takes the knight, I take the rook. He does go for the knight, so take the rook. So surely I grab another pawn. I don't see why I shouldn't. So that leaves me 3 pawns up. So how do we win this? Queen up. Queen up allows knight over, then maybe across. I'm still going to try and trade that rook. He comes forward, so I'm going to go forward. Just purely trying to open the king's position up. Ooh, have I got a nice puzzle rush here? Check takes, check across mate. I think that works. I think this is a mate. Takes, takes across and mate. If he doesn't take, I'm threatening mate in one as it is. And the king can't just run away. Maybe he has to play a pawn down. That's what he does. Okay, so now I can double the rooks up and look at checks this way. I'm still threatening to open up here as well. He goes across. So check, he comes up, then check again. I've got to be a little bit careful that I don't blunder somehow, but if he takes, I take with the queen. So he goes back, so check, not quite. Ooh, queen check is rook blocks. So let's grab the pawn. If he takes, I take, so he comes over. Check, doesn't quite work, push. Now I think I'm threatening to check, trade and then promote. But I'm getting short of time. Yeah, if he takes, I can take and then take the rook. That's an excellent win, isn't it? That is an excellent win. Alright, I'm going to play a game of 3-minute blitz. 21.95. My best ever rating on chess.com is 21.46. I'm only just 5 points behind that. So I'll match this. Okay, let's play rook across. Let's go up and up. He comes across. Let's just castle then. So this is obviously a target now. So like king up with a view to knight back down. I'll just put the knight back there anyway. Now go forward. It does leave this square weak, but it guards b5. At some point I want to push if I can. Not sure how or when. And bishop up looks strong. So bishop up pushes, takes, takes. Takes I think is playable. Maybe put the knight in and try and simplify and just trade off. If he takes, I take with a bishop. That's going to get the knight and the bishop off the board. I'll pre-move that. I run the risk of losing a pawn, but I think it's worth it. He might actually just ignore this and launch forward, in which case I've got to work out a plan. Knight can hit the queen, knight can take knight, but that's what he's looking at, whether it's worth just ignoring it. Could I take? Yeah, take, bishop up. It actually looks like it might be okay. So that's what he's working out, if there's a mating attack there. He's taken an awful long time on this move though. Heck of a long time. Okay, so he drops the bishop back. So I've got knight out wide to hit the queen. Queen over. Knight can only really come back. I think it's worth trading. Now can I get this in? But then it invites this. Bishop out wide, but he doesn't have to trade. He can go back, and I've wasted a move. Up, down. Yeah, let's push. Pre-move in case he takes. If he pushes, then I'll go forward. If he comes up, I can maybe counter push. So that's what I'd like to do. He just takes and ignores, so I'll take. Now take. So he comes over, so again I can take. I think it's kind of forced. Now if I go up, he's got knight across. You know what, let's push anyway, and let's just push. He could take, we can trade queens. He's got a knight check, could be dangerous. He's come forward. So let's go with a check. Now go up. So again, he can take. We can trade queens, take, he'll win a pawn. But he's getting very low on the clock. If it comes up, so I can just take and trade, but if I take with a pawn, he's got rook down. So let's try and get the queen off. So it comes up. So now let's push. This is not easy, let's push. Comes forward. So I'm going to try and get the knight active now and get into the middle. We might even sack there, wouldn't be surprised, but otherwise there's a fork. Potential fork there. Let's go right up. King up to support the pawn. Again, he might sack. Okay, now I'm going to go up and hit the rook and bring the king up, or knight down to hit the pawn, try and keep this solid. We've got checks coming, so throw in a check. What do I do? Let's go forward. If he takes, that's going to be a win. That is a win, and that puts me to 2150, a new personal best rating on chess.com in Blitz. That's excellent.